you can tell us kind of the recap of what you were talking about when we lost you earlier.
Sure, Felicia. Yeah, communication's hard to come by around here. To your point earlier, the overnight temperatures dipping below freezing were certainly something people had to worry about because, of course, there's no power here. And so warming people's homes, if there is one left, was not easy to do. We know all the area hotels across, go in any direction and find a hotel is hard to come by as well. So this is a long road, and it's going to be a long road for the days, weeks, months, and even years to come. As you can see behind me, basically the entire town is devastated. I've been saying you can go in any one of 360 degrees and you're going to find a story and you're going to find devastation in front of you. And somebody who knows a lot about that, because we're standing in front of her business, is Allison Smith. Allison, really grateful you could spend some time with us here on the Weather Channel. I know you live about 20 miles away. How is your home? Everything's good in Fulton?
Yes, everything's good. There's no damage at my house at all.
But your business, your office, is very, very different, and that's what's behind us here.
Yes, it is.
There's no way to understand what this was without your explanation. What was this business?
So pretty much we have a really big bank. It's called FNB Bank. It's very community oriented, and this was our operations center. So I answered phones when people call the bank. If you can't get to a branch, it rolled over to me. A lot of our loan operations, deposit operations, we all worked in this building. There was probably 20 or 25 of us that worked here, and it became my family. So it's really devastating to see, where we all were just being crumbles.
You had a moment to be able to go in and take a few things out, personal photographs, and even your computer.
Yes, I did.
It works.
It does. I was able to turn it on.
It survived the storm.
And it still lights up.
Amazing.
And it comes on.
Well, tell me, when you went in, what's it like inside?
So I actually went in this morning, and it's very, it's heartbreaking because I've worked here just a little over a year, and it became my second home. I work here, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, and it's just the inside is destroyed. The sprinklers, the pipes have busted open. There's water constantly flowing. There's standing water on the floor. Insulation, the ceiling is gone in some offices. The walls blown out. It's just
Allison,
destructive.
Even though you don't live in Mayfield, you do work in Mayfield. As you were coming into town and you see the scope of this, and I mean, from your perspective, you can look that way, and it's everywhere you look.
Yeah.
Tell me, what's it like to drive through here? You come here every day.
It was crazy because when we were coming in, I couldn't even realize where I was. The buildings, none of them even looked relatively the same, and it's just very heartbreaking because a lot of my coworkers, a lot of my friends, they live here and they've lost, everything, and it's just really heartbreaking to know that this city that I hold so dear to my heart is having to go through this.
The other night when the warnings were happening, what was it like? What was it like to live through that night?
It was terrifying. I actually worked that day. I got off at 5, and it wasn't even raining. And then I got home and we kind of listened to the news, and we knew something was coming. My stepdad is actually a police officer, and he had a police radio we were allowed to listen to. And hearing the devastation while everything was going on in my basement, scared, it's a terrifying place to be. We could hear everything that the cops were saying, every call that they went to. It was absolutely terrifying to know that people they're hurting, and I can't do anything in that moment to help them.
Allison Smith, we're really grateful you could spend a few moments with us. I'm sorry that you're going through this. It's painful to be here and see it. I can't imagine what it's like to live it. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We're grateful for you, and I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you.
I'm
Me
glad
too.
your computer works, too.
Yes, me too.
And Felicia, as we send it back into you, Rodney, I hope I can walk over here. Let me walk over here, Felicia. Follow me for 1 second. I want to show you something really remarkable. And we see this in storms aftermath scenes all over the place. But Rodney, if we can, we have this house. It's destroyed. Looks like a side porch, completely destroyed. Yet a bookshelf with books and pictures and trinkets on it, completely intact. I never get used to seeing that, guys. It's such a remarkable thing to see how an entire house can be destroyed, yet there's that bookshelf sitting there like nothing happened.
It's such a
We're going to find more of that
hallmark
around town, guys. Into you.
Yeah, Justin, such a hallmark of tornado damage that we see quite often. You know, whole homes destroyed, and then the kitchen is fine. We want to get back out to the Weather Channel's Charles Peak now.
Yeah, he's live this morning in devastated Mayfield, Kentucky, and has some information for us on the ground. Charles.
I'm talking to Javaris Richardson here, who was in his home when this tornado hit, just blocks from the downtown area, and had a lot of damage to his house and car. Javaris, tell me what happened Friday night.
I'm gonna say it was around 9 o'clock. You know, we kept getting alarms saying it was getting ready to be a tornado, and being in this area, we used to having something small happen, maybe rip down maybe a tree or two or something like that, but never nothing as serious as this. So I said around 9:30 or so. The ground started shaking, my house started shaking or whatever, and we was looking out the window for a second. It was just me and my dog here, and next thing I know, I was running to the bathroom, trying to make sure I grab my dog and make sure we both get in the bathroom and jump in the tub, and it felt like it was about to rip off my house, and then when I heard windows started busting, and I guess the tree ended up falling on top of my house, and then on my car, and it was quick, but it was very powerful, in this area. So after it hit, it was we heard people screaming outside saying my kids might be stuck in the house. So it was some guys across the street and me, like we sort of got out and started trying to give people, trying to help people out, and it was still raining, electric cords around on the ground, so we, got our phones out trying to make sure we didn't step on the electrical wires or whatever, and just one of the most scariest things the scariest thing I've ever been a part of in my life.
What were you thinking when it was actually your house was shaking, the trees falling out?
Honestly, I thought I was about to die. And it scared me to the fact that my kids live in a different city, not too far from here. But thinking I would never be able to see my kids again, and not being able to grow up with them, and help them grow, and just one of the scariest things you can think of. But
there's a different way to treat HIV. It's once monthly injectable Cabenuva. Cabenuva is the only once-a-month complete HIV treatment for adults who are undetectable.
Cabenuva helps keep me undetectable. It's 2 injections given by my healthcare provider once a month.
HIV pills aren't on my mind.
I love being able to pick up and go.
Don't receive Cabenuva if you're allergic to its ingredients or taking certain medicines which may interact with Cabenuva. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If you have a rash and other allergic reaction symptoms, stop Cabenuva and get medical help right away. Tell your doctor if you have liver problems or mental health concerns, and if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or considering pregnancy. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions, fever, and tiredness. If you switch to Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointments.
With once a month Cabenuva, I'm good to go.
Ask your doctor about once monthly Cabenuva.
Gifts for elves, check. Now just need a dang coupon code.
Hold your reindeer, Santa.
Samuel, what's up?
I got a gift for you. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them. Just download it to your computer. It's free.
Whoa.
Oh, I have that saved me a bundle.
You have that?
Mm-hmm.
What?
So, that get me off your naughty list?
Are you off the naughty words?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think so.
Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Hi, I'm Michaela, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is that first sip when you taste the peppermint chip pieces. It's like catching snowflakes on your tongue, and it just feels like the holiday season has begun.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. It tastes like it's just the top of the line peppermint. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Fresh flavors, classic dishes, and a new seat at the table.
how the silent treatment is supposed to work.
Irresistibly slow-baked, unbelievably crunchy. Make some noise. It's Snyder's.
Oh, Hanover.
Managing your money can be hard. But what if there was a secret financial control center that helped you organize your spending, manage unwanted subscriptions, and lower your bills? Download Truebill, your all-in-one finance app.
It's not magic that makes the holidays magical. It's when stress vanishes and objects just appear. Make the holidays yours with a little help from the Home Depot app. How doers get more done.
Greenland is the largest untapped gold reserve in the entire world. Get the gold, dude.
Better health is in your dog's DNA. Unbox the most advanced science with an Embark DNA test. Built by scientists in partnership with Cornell University, Embark captures twice as much data for results that are twice as precise. This holiday, give your dog the gift of proactive care. Visit EmbarkVet.com with promo code GOODWILL to get the most trusted test at the best price. Embark. Goodwill to dogs.
Hola, casita. Learn a new language with Babbel. Pisos, cajones, todos juntos. And discover how having a conversation in someone else's language can make you feel like part of the family. Learn a new language with Babbel and see where it takes you. Get started at Babbel.com and see Disney's Encanto now playing.
I'm Mike Corey. I carve a path for those who aren't afraid to leave the trail.
Let's jump in. Away we go! You've never seen anything like this before.
Wow, how is this a real place?
Adventure level, very high.
It looks incredible, and you're not gonna want to miss it.
I feel alive!
Welcome back to Weekend Recharge, and there's good news. Help is pouring in for tornado victims following Friday's tornado outbreak. The World Central Kitchen is just one group responding, quickly arriving in Kentucky to hand out hot meals to all of those in need.
Such an important thing right now. Joining us now is Sam Block with the World Central Kitchen. Thanks so much for taking some time out of your day, Sam, to talk to us this morning. And now I want to start with your team responds to disasters all the time. Dr. Postel and I were just talking about that. Where does the destruction you're seeing in Kentucky stack up with some of the other disasters that you've seen?
Everyone is completely unique. Every community is different. Its needs are different. Every disaster is different. So this is definitely challenging with how spread out it is and just how severe the damage is, especially in comparison to other tornadoes. It's a whole other level.
So your organization delivers a critical need in hot meals. So where do you have everybody located right now to help out the victims?
So we have a great group. We refer to ourselves as food first responders. A lot of people know our work from the pandemic, but we really get in very quickly and are taking care of communities, also feeding the first responders, the people that are still, doing ongoing search and rescue efforts. We've been feeding all of the teams over at the candle factory. We've got teams spread out. The damage is definitely spread across a large region. And so we've got about 4 different teams right now that are actively looking for need, as well as being able to address it immediately.
So Sam, we were speaking with one of our co-workers, one of our team members earlier this morning, and he mentioned that just to get a breakfast sandwich and some hot coffee, they had sent someone out, and it was, you know, more than an hour to get back with finding a breakfast sandwich and some hot coffee. So how thankful are people right now for the service that your team's providing?
People are very appreciative. It's you know, you mentioned hot food, and it's surprisingly cold. You don't normally associate, you know, tornadoes with cold weather, but it was below freezing last night, and it's chilly today. So people were very appreciative for a hot meal.
What kind of advice do you have now for how people can, at home, how we can all help out?
Well, you can go to our website, worldcentralkitchen.org, or you can just do wck.org. There's a donate page set up specifically for our tornado relief.
And Sam, you know, a lot of times when you think of kind of these disaster regions, people think, oh, well, I don't want to get out that I don't want to get out and go get that food because it's probably just a cold sandwich or something. But we've spoken with World Central Kitchen quite a bit, and we know that that's not what you guys are serving. You guys are serving food that people should venture out and get if they're in need of that.
Absolutely. And we look at food as a lot more than just the nutrition the body needs. It's nutrition the soul needs. It's tells people that somebody cares about them. Just doing a really nice meal, a hot meal, the way that we present it. It's meant to do a lot more than just provide that meal.
Sam, such great work that you and your team are doing there. Thank you for being there. Thank you for speaking with us this morning. That was Sam Block with World Central Kitchen. And, you know, those perspectives of being on the ground are invaluable because we can see the damage and we can know the extent of the damage. But actually having that perspective of people who are there on the ground is just something that takes it to a whole nother level of understanding.
That's right. I mean, we deal with the meteorological metrics, but to get the human perspective and the idea and the amount of suffering that is actually occurring, this is why we need our reporters and journalists on the ground. That's an excellent point. But you know, there's good news from the weather view. Look at this satellite picture right now over Kentucky. There's not a cloud out there. Well, yeah, you suppose you could argue there's a little bit of a cirrus cloud right there. But come on, right? It is chilly. This morning it was below freezing. You heard our guest talk about that. All across parts of Kentucky and Tennessee, areas that were so badly hit by the tornadoes. It was below freezing this morning in many of these locations, but quickly warming up today with clear skies and light winds. And I think this is going to be the case for the next couple of days. Good news. However, by midweek on into Friday, more rain and thunderstorms are likely coming back. Here's an estimated rainfall amount between Wednesday and Friday, showing you that right in some of these same areas, indeed, more rain and thunderstorms just a few days away. Why? Well, there's a dip in the jet stream right here. Can you see that? Underneath that, by Wednesday, area of low pressure. And you might think, okay, well, this is December, right? We can't see any more thunderstorms, can we? It should be cold and snowy. Well, it's actually going to be very warm and certainly unstable enough to support some thunderstorms right along that cold front Wednesday night and Thursday. So while right now, from this early vantage point, it doesn't seem like the severe weather threat is high, there is still uncertainty there, but do expect thunderstorms right along that front from Chicago to Houston. I'll be right back.
Those drops you'll see probably won't touch me. I want to stay for the holidays.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back,
What? No!
over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating the eyes and may provide temporary relief. Xydra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease. It can provide lasting relief. Xydra is the only FDA-approved non-steroid eye drop specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye twice a day. Don't use if you are allergic to Xydra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision. itching when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Cedar, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Eyes to release, symptoms decrease. Cedar can bring lasting relief.
This holiday, ask your doctor about Cedar.
Go wherever your wild side takes you. Toyota. Let's go places.
With Ring Alarm this holiday season, deck the halls, walls, doors, and windows with protection and peace of mind. Protect your home with Ring Alarm. Get your Ring Alarm today. Shop holiday deals now at ring.com.
Fuel your grind with Gatorade's proven formula and the right blend of electrolytes to help you on your journey to greatness.
This holiday season, give your family the gift that keeps on going.
Our very own Energizer Bunny?
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery.
Our strength, our power, our purpose starts within. So let's start there. With collagen that supports our body from the inside out.
What do we want for dinner? Burgers! I want a sugar cookie! I want a bucket of chicken! I want...
It's the easiest because it's the cheesiest. Kraft for the win-win. We make sit-down chicken, stand-up chicken, backyard chicken, oops chicken, lots of time chicken, no time chicken. If there's one thing we know, it's chicken, chicken, and chicken. More choices, more wow, more to love. Tyson.
Climate change is uncovering ground that has never been seen before.
Greenland is probably the largest untapped gold reserve in the entire world.
We all gave up so much to come here.
If gold was easy to find, everybody would do it.
Get the gold, dude.
And we continue to see more and more images from different towns across that region that share that same destruction. Welcome back into Weekend Recharge on Sunday, December 12th. I'm meteorologist Felicia Combs.
And our focus and our hearts are on the 6 states in the Mid-South and Midwest dealing with the tornado destruction.
We have crews that are live from the ground. Now, you know, as we've seen yesterday and today, we've been having technical difficulties, so we will get out to one of our live crews that is live from the destruction in Mayfield. And I just heard in my ear that Justin is up. So we do have Justin. We want to get back out to the Weather Channel's Justin Michaels.
He's in Mayfield, Kentucky, and giving us all the latest on the ground there.
Felicia, Dr. Postel, wherever you go, you come across stories. I came down North 8th Street just to see what was going on down here. Of course, the devastation is wide-reaching. This looks like a home. It looks like maybe 6 different apartment homes here. I'm not going to walk in there because I don't see any markings that this has been checked by first responders as far as searching for people who may still be in there. I'm going to stay out here. But I can only assume that this was 6 homes that are completely destroyed at this point because we have 6 mailboxes right here. What's most startling about looking at this is, one, they're all blown open, but one right over here still has mail in it. And you look at all this and you think to yourself, how can there possibly still be mail in there? How can there be anything left? How could anybody have survived this? And we do know that many people did. Most people survived. This is a town of 9,800 people. They're still searching for more than a dozen people here in Mayfield right now. But still, most people survived. They heeded the warnings and did what they could to keep themselves and their families safe. But when you look around at businesses, at homes, in fact, Rodney, if you can see the cars here. And if you look past the cars, home after home after home, completely destroyed. Something that is remarkable, though, when you see all this devastation, if we look right over here on the ground, there's one of those full-body mirrors, completely untouched. You would think as that thing's flying all over the place, it would have shattered, but it certainly didn't do that. So you never know what's going to be picked to survive, but whoever owns that mirror, they still have a useful mirror. Let's talk to Rick Vincent, all the way in from Michigan, right? Down from Michigan. Tell me, Rick, you're in to help. You brought in some heavy equipment. What did you come to do?
I brought in myself and some hand tools and a bag lunch.
What compelled you to come down?
I was watching the news and saw the video, and it was oh my God, horrific. You know, you could see it was just utter destruction. And when they reported that it was multiple communities on a 200-mile stretch, it was really clear that they were going to need help. You know, when usually it's one community and all the communities around come in and help out. This was community after community after community, so nobody was going to be able to help each other. It was pretty clear they were going to need some additional support.
Rick, as you were driving in, have you ever seen anything like this? Have you ever helped at something like this?
No, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this on the news or on TV. Pictures and words just can't even touch what is here. It is utter destruction.
So as a volunteer with your hands, some tools, and a bagged lunch, what's your goal? What's your plan? What do you want to do?
I want to do whatever I can to help. I went over to the Emergency Services Center. They are, I think they're incredibly overwhelmed because, oh my God. And told them I would do whatever I could. And a group called Catalyst Community Center is having people.
And as has been the case, as we've mentioned, still dealing with some technical difficulties in that area, but nonetheless impactful reporting coming from Justin Michaels and, of course, talking to the people who are there coming to help. Taking a look at the recovery forecast in Mayfield, Kentucky, headed for the lower 50s today. But again, overnight tonight, temperatures will be cold. The current right now, 47 degrees, sun is shining, so that's still cold. The good news is it is dry. We have much more coming up after the break.
Ah, what a beautiful day to welcome you to your retirement with Physicians Mutual, including coverage for the gaps in Medicare.
Oh, I'm so happy I could just sing.
You've got that happy retirement feeling.
I've got that Physicians Mutual feeling. You help me find the coverage I need,
so you can have the retirement you deserve.
I've got a good feeling now that I'm covered.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Hey, Google.
With
less moderate to severe eczema. Why hide your skin if you can help heal your skin from within? Dupixent helps keep you one step ahead of eczema with clearer skin and less itch.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
All the gifts you really, really, really can't wait to unwrap. Joy fully.
With Ring Alarm, when there was carbon monoxide spreading through our house, we got a call from Ring Professional Monitoring right away.
It's a carbon monoxide alarm. We've dispatched the fire department.
Ring Alarm helps save our lives.
Shop holiday deals now at ring.com.
Sweaty in bed for all the wrong reasons? Chic's Performance Sheets keep you cool, sleeping comfortably all year long. Chic's are the world's most breathable, moisture-wicking, ridiculously soft sheets with superior stretch.
Go to trycheeks.com to save over $100.
What can I do with less asthma? With Dupixent, I can do more yard work, teamwork, long walks.
Game on!
That's how you do more with Dupixent, which helps prevent asthma attacks. Dupixent's not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. It can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And here's something important. Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection, and don't change or stop your asthma treatments, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Are you ready to do more with less asthma?
Hey, come on!
Just ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Within this hallowed bowl is the grain of all time. Heart healthy, no artificial flavors, and ready in minutes. It's epic apples and cinnamon by the spoonful. Quaker Oats, a super trusted superfood.
When the weather's at its worst,
We are tracking all things storms tonight.
no one gets you closer than Storm Center. Weeknights from 4 to 8 here on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back into Weekend Recharge. A Kentucky town was left flattened by Friday night's tornadoes. Take a look at this video from Dawson Springs.
The National Weather Service says a long-track tornado caused high-end damage, and that's a preliminary assessment at EF level 3. But again, preliminary. There are some suggestions that it's actually in the higher end categories of EF4 or EF5. We'll just have to wait on those from the National Weather Service. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear called this the most severe tornado event in Kentucky's history.
Now, Tom Ward from the Banner newspaper in Princeton, Kentucky, joins us live by phone. Tom, thanks so much for taking some time out to talk to us again this morning. We spoke with you earlier, and you were telling us that your direct family wasn't directly impacted by the tornado, but you know people who were severely impacted.
Yes, that is true. I mean, families of, students that went to Dawson Springs High School. Also, people who, as a sports writer here for Caldwell County and for Dawson Springs, I know a lot of the student athletes and stuff, their families have been affected. We have had coaches who have lost family members in one county to the south of us, down in Trigg County. And I mean, our hearts just go out to everybody. It's really been a tough couple of days, and they're still searching through the rubble and trying to find folks, and and a lot of times just hoping against hope at this point.
So how does this damage that you've seen from this tornado compare to some of the severe weather events you've seen in the past?
Well, just in, having seen, as I was saying earlier, hurricane damage, when I lived in Virginia, where we would have remnants come into the, into the Northern Virginia area or into the Shenandoah Valley. I remember in '96 when Hurricane Fran came through. There was, considerable damage in the little town of Luray, Virginia. And this here does not even compare to that. Of course, I lived further inland, so I never saw the damage like what they would see on the coast, except for Fran. I was in North Carolina the night that it hit, and, I saw the aftermath of it, and like the trees being broken and everything like that. I mean, it's very similar to that, but at that particular point, I didn't see the destruction of the houses and things like what we're seeing here. And I mean, this happens so fast. I was talking to some people in Dawson Springs yesterday, just briefly. I did not bring them on camera, just for the fact that, they are grieving and they are suffering. And, just talking to them, and they said, within 5 minutes, all of this happened. It was just like it hit and it was gone. And I mean, these, there were, like I said, it just left a path of destruction that is just unbelievable. We got stories of people surviving in bathtubs, children. I've got the story this morning that there was an infant in a car seat found in a bathtub, and the child was safe. I mean, there's some good news stories, and then there's the bad news stories too. People have lost family members and everything like that. I mean, it's just, I've never seen nothing like this. I mean, it's just unreal. It's surreal when you stand in a place that and you look at an area that was full of houses, full of life, full of people, and now it just looks like a bomb went off.
Tom, when we were speaking with you earlier, you mentioned that you knew some people who their homes were completely destroyed, that you knew of some people who weren't able to make it out of their homes being destroyed. Can you talk to us a little bit more about, the feelings of everyone at the incredible loss that they're going through? I'll warn you, we've got about a minute left before we hit the break, but I do want to get some of your perspective on that.
Well, of course, people are going to be they're going to be grieving. There was people that was going to storage buildings yesterday that had been hit. There were people who had gone back to their house and was looking for things, and their personal belongings are gone. So they're heartbroken. We've seen people, shedding tears. I talked to a lot of people that just, they were saddened by everything that they've seen. And, there's no consolation that you can say to these people, it'll be all right. Yeah, we can all say, yeah, we will rebuild, and we will rebuild. That's the one thing that we will do here. We're a tough people. But the thing is, right now, we're brokenhearted.
Tom, thanks so much for talking with us again.
Some things can't be tried at home.
Where next?
With Capital One, the possibilities are unlimited. Introducing Venture X, our new class of travel card. Earn 10x miles on hotels and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, plus receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Find your where next with Venture X. What's in your wallet?
At America's Best, you can get 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam starting at just $69.95. 2 pairs, and they don't even have to be identical. In fact, 1 pair can be practical and sturdy, while the other pair is super stylish and wildly good-looking. Not that it's a contest or anything. 2 pairs and a free quality eye exam starting at just $69.95. The exam alone is worth at least $50. Book yours today at americasbest.com. The silent type, I see.
Oh, this world's a little crazy. Oh, you are mine.
Only Wendy's
serves a better breakfast with a better biscuit. A hot, buttery treasure loaded with a fresh cracked egg, cheese, and sausage or bacon. And to top it off right now, they're just $1. $1? Now there's no reason to go somewhere else. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Get groceries, gifts, and more fast and easy. So last-minute guests are the only thing you'll be waiting on. Joy fully.
I'm coming home, baby.
The ride of your life is closer than you think. For the first time ever, buy your new car entirely from home with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway.
Fine. No one leaves the table till you're finished.
Fine. We'll sleep here.
It's the easiest because it's the cheesiest. Kraft for the win-win.
He can drink from my saucer anytime.
Where did he learn to slide like that?
I know where.
Giant wooden block towers that raise the bar on game night. Golf simulators that make tee time anytime. Turntables that turn good times into great times. Portable projectors that transform your space. Get-togethers just got a whole lot more interesting. Home Tech Adventure. Scan the QR code to see the curated collection of unique items for yourself.
84% of people have subscriptions they've forgotten about. Truebill helps you save money by finding recurring charges, notifying you when they're due, and easily canceling unwanted subscriptions. Download Truebill and take control of your money.
I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I can't tell you the last time I looked at my credit card statement. Hi, I'm Yaya, founder of Truebill, a simple app to help you stay on top of your spending, save money, and make sense of your finances. It's an automated accountant for busy people. Download Truebill today.
I'm Mike Corey. I carve a path for those who aren't afraid to leave the trail.
Away we go!
It looks incredible, and you're not gonna want to miss it.
Feel alive!
Welcome back into Weekend Recharge. Our coverage of the destruction left behind by Friday night's tornadoes continues. We want to bring back in the Weather Channel's Charles Peak.
Yeah, he's live this morning in devastated Mayfield, Kentucky. And Charles, what's the latest?
Dr. Postel, here we have another one of these houses that just unfortunately are more typical than not, where it's just totally gone. You can see, and then you come up and you see something like this, some family pictures, you know, just the freezer that was here, and you just see so much of their life that is now just in the middle of mud and muck and devastation. And you know, and unfortunately out here right now, you don't know what was the status. Was somebody home here? You know, were they not? Were they okay? You look at it and golly, I couldn't imagine you wouldn't at least have injuries from it. But the other interesting thing, there's house after house here, and it's hard to tell where the devastation and the debris from one house is not from another. And you know, for an example, right over here, you see this bathtub that's, I mean, it's not a plastic one. It's a cast iron metal bathtub that's been up and in this tree, but I can't tell you what house it went to. It's just all mixed together up here, and right over there behind us, you know, that was the Mayfield Water Tower, which stood high here, and now it's in pieces and just totally destroyed as the tornado came over. It's a little ridge that these houses are on, so it's a little higher elevation, so that might have played into a little stronger winds, but it just, as I've been walking around, Felicia and Dr. Postel just, you know, and talking to some of the residents, I mean, it's heart-wrenching. And it's just tough, and these people definitely need our prayers and thoughts, and as I like to say sometimes, put feet to those prayers if you can give or help or whatever you can do. But this is tough, and of course this is just one of the towns that is facing all of this.
So Charles, you know, we're seeing the destruction, and we've heard from officials that if you don't have to be out and about, there's still debris in the road and things of that nature. Are you encountering that? You've been out driving around quite a bit. Are you finding that it's still really hard to get around, or is that starting to improve in terms of being able to get around and kind of see what's going on?
It is improving. It's still dangerous. For an example, just before we went live here, somebody that's here just trying to help, a bunch of blood on his nose and a Band-Aid, and obviously he had gotten injured out here, and as you walk around, just, I mean, nails sticking up everywhere, and these boards that were part of a house, for an example here, I mean, you can see it's got these extended nails, and so have that kind of heart of helping people to come down here and do it.
So Charles, from the ground level view that you've got, it looks like that the destruction is endless. You have a drone with you, and have you gotten a sense with these airborne shots of how wide the damage path is?
Dr. Postel, it's interesting in that respect. You know, I would say it'll probably at least be a mile wide, but in some cases, you've got some major damage to trees and things like that I'm seeing that are miles from the path. And, you know, I don't know, was that, you know, inflow winds that did that, or rear fountain downdraft or something else, and not part of the main circulation, but it's going to be interesting to see. But it's definitely a wide, strong one here.
Charles, your perspective always absolutely invaluable. Thank you so much for being there on the ground and telling us these stories. That's Charles Peak there. And of course, our coverage is going to continue. We are sticking with this live coverage throughout the day. We will have more people coming live to you from the field. We've got Mark Elliott and Dr. Rick Knabb coming up next as well with the latest information and more live coverage.
Stay tuned.
Nothing got more sweat on Scrooge's head.
Good things happen to those who hustle.
And the workouts on his Peloton tread. Scrooge had never exercised more devout. When your workout's a joy, it's a joy to work out.
I'm coming home, baby.
The ride of your life is closer than you think. For the first time ever, buy your new car entirely from home with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway.
Now real soon.
Oh, man. What are we gonna do now?
You can raise your credit scores instantly with Experian.
Really? Hey, I'm up 13 points. And I got approved for a great credit card, too.
Boost your credit scores instantly, free, only with Experian. Go to Experian.com or get the app now.
People, with QuickBooks Live, someone else will do your books for you.
Though
even pair you with an expert bookkeeper like me who knows your business.
Knows your business.
Expert bookkeepers who understand your business. Intuit QuickBooks Live Bookkeeping.
USAA is made for the safe pilots. For Mac, who can come to a stop with barely a bobble. Lucia, who announces her intentions even if no one's there. And Sergeant Moore, who leaves room for her room. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. Get a quote and start saving. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
What a pain in the...
Alice?
If it's let's wrap this up season, it's Walgreens season. Son of a...
Beth?
If it's I thought we said no gifts season, it's Walgreens season.
It's my 405, the show must go on, migraine medicine. It's Ubrelvy for anytime, anywhere migraine strikes without worrying if it's too late or where I am. One dose can quickly stop my migraine in its tracks within 2 hours.
Unlike older medicines, Ubrelvy is a pill that directly blocks CGRP protein, believed to be a cause of migraine. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Most common side effects were nausea and tiredness.
Ask about Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
Meet the Ninja Foodie family with pressure cookers that steam crisp, ovens that flip up and away, grills that bring outdoor flavors indoors, and blenders that spin up healthy eating. Ninja Foodie, be proud of what you make.
And welcome to our special coverage of the deadly tornado outbreak across the Mid-South and its aftermath. I'm Dr. Rick Knabb.
And I'm meteorologist Mark Elliott. We are monitoring the latest developments as scores of people recover from this devastation and as resources pour into these hard-hit communities. And there's a lot to go through. It was the largest tornado outbreak in the United States in about a decade. More than 30 tornadoes reported Friday night from Arkansas and Missouri across Illinois into Kentucky and Tennessee. At this point, authorities have confirmed 36 deaths, but that death toll is still unfortunately expected to rise. We're hearing from more residents in Mayfield, Kentucky, including a pastor there. He says they monitored the severe storm threat, and it wasn't until the next morning they realized just how serious of a storm that it was.
We were listening to the local news channel, Weather Channel, and they were saying, shelter now. At that point, the TV went off. We got in underneath the stairwell, heard a rumble maybe, but no crashing sounds. In 3 or 4 minutes, it was over. The next morning, we woke up, and this is what we saw.
Now, the weather is certainly a lot calmer, but there are still issues. With the chilly weather means that sheltering folks is very important and a high priority. And we're going to get a break from rainy weather for a few days and a bit of a warm up. Now, that front is now over the Florida Panhandle down into the Gulf of Mexico coastal area, and behind it, big area of high pressure, and that's why the temperatures have been able to cool down so much in the overnight hours. But increasingly, we'll get warm air off the Gulf of Mexico. Look how clear it is in the Mid-South and much of the eastern U.S., save for the Gulf Coast itself. And the temperatures right now, trying to get out of the 40s before long. Most of you from Louisville to Paducah and Nashville will get above 50 degrees. And as you look through tonight, again, another chilly night, so another important night to find shelter for everybody as temperatures get below freezing in Nashville and Little Rock and much of Kentucky and Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. But you notice the temperature's starting to rebound a little bit out here farther to the west. So that's the beginning of the return flow off the Gulf of Mexico. Now tomorrow, temperatures will be getting warmer, get up to into about 60, 61, 62 degrees in Kentucky and Tennessee. A little cooler up in Ohio, Illinois, but you can see the warming trend is beginning. Now, watch how much record warmth we're going to have. So this will be a couple days of some beneficial changes for the recovery. For December, record warmth can be a good thing when you need good weather for sheltering and recovery and cleanup and so forth. So tomorrow, a lot of you will be getting record warm temperatures. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, those numbers will be on the increase. You get the idea, though, that with an increase in temperatures as the week goes on, there must be some other weather system on the way, and that is true for the middle to latter part of the week. So look at Mayfield, Kentucky. Today, getting to about 50 degrees. Tomorrow, several degrees warmer, but again, very sunny, very calm. But look at those chilly mornings. Again, that's the important time of day for sheltering. But then Tuesday begins a wetter period. Nowhere near the kind of severe weather threat that we've been dealing with over the last few days, but a potentially extended rainy period with balmy temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday. A little bit of a cool down Friday and Saturday as another frontal system comes through, but it's not going to clear out as much as this past system did. So could be wet for several days. Let's look at Edwardsville, Illinois. Because that system late in the week is going to be kind of, hanging out in the Mid-South. North of there, things are going to clear out. Again, temperatures in the 50s and clear the next couple days. Could get some isolated thunderstorm activity on Thursday, and then it cools down later in the week. So, Mark, the big problem, I think, here in the next couple of days is going to be the really chilly nights and mornings.
Yeah, and Dr. Knapp, you make an excellent point with those cold overnight lows. Widespread below freezing this morning. Yeah. It's not that often, really, that you see tornado debris covered in frost the way we had today.
Yeah, and that is the ramification of a really late season tornado outbreak. In the spring, it doesn't cool down quite this much.
Yeah, just one more thing to think about when talking about this long-scale recovery that's going to be needed, because thousands of people in southwest Kentucky will need food, will need housing, will need support, not just now, but for potentially months to come, the rest of the winter. And the American Red Cross, as always, is stepping up to help.
Well, let's talk with Misty Thomas. She's the executive director of the Western Kentucky chapter of the Red Cross. She joins us from Mayfield, Kentucky. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us on.
Well, Mayfield, Dawson Springs, Bowling Green, 3 Kentucky communities very hard hit. Do you have the personnel and resources to respond to such a large, sweeping tornado disaster?
A destruction this large is going to take more than one organization. So Red Cross has partnered with multiple organizations here on the ground to be able to deliver the resources. The region and across the state, they've been so good to send in-kind donations and the resources needed for the people here who are dealing with no electricity, no water, a lot of them without their housing this morning. So we are helping distribute those resources. We have an emergency response vehicle driving through Mayfield right now, delivering water and snacks to people and blankets. So it takes a lot of organizations to manage destruction this large. I've never seen anything like it in all of my years of covering disaster, but it is being handled beautifully by all of these organizations working together.
Yeah, Misty, you mentioned that scale really is massive. Is there any sense on how many people in the region need shelter, need assistance, whether it's from the Red Cross or by friends or family outside of the track? How many structures are we talking about?
You know, honestly, I just drove back through outside of that town square that we've seen a lot of photos of for the first time about 10 minutes ago. And you can't even, as an outsider, you can't count the houses because it's just matchsticks. So I couldn't even begin to tell you how many houses were destroyed. I can tell you that there are 8 shelters set up across Kentucky to help in this Western Kentucky area and then in that Bowling Green area. And we had approximately 200 people utilize those shelters last night, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's how many people were displaced. That's just how many people were displaced without a loved one's home to go to as well.
Well, let's talk about some of the logistical challenges that happen after just about every disaster, power and communication outages. But you add to that the really cold mornings that aren't often the case after a tornado disaster. How are the logistical challenges making it hard for everybody to hold up?
You know, I think people are holding up well. There's a lot of shock right now, and I still feel that it's almost tangible in the air as people are beginning to drive through or walk through. I've seen a lot of people on bicycles really looking at the scope of damage to their community. But as far as emergency management and those first responders, the state police, the sheriff's department, the police department, the fire departments, this is what they do. This is their wheelhouse, and they are handling this professionally and efficiently and effectively. I can say that being a part of EOC for the last 2 days, they know what they're doing. It is a large disaster, but they are moving forward. The National Guard is here. I'm watching them clean up out of my windshield right now in front of the courthouse that has become the picture of this disaster that I've seen so many times on the news. So they are handling it, and it's beginning to pick up speed, the cleanup, and moving forward pretty quickly.
You know, after a disaster, we always see Americans really stepping up. They want to help. Can you kind of split this into immediate short-term needs and ways to help, and then maybe some of the longer-term ways to help, whether that's monetarily or tangible items or by time and volunteering? How do people step up now?
So that's a great question. So as far as Red Cross is concerned, the ways that you help us help these families immediately, the first one is monetarily. You can call 1-800-RED-CROSS and you can make a donation today. We are going to be here for a very long time because we will walk this out with these families and see that they end up back in a dwelling situation. But then the second immediate need for us is blood donation. We are in a national blood shortage, of course, coming in, and that happened in and out of COVID a couple of times, but it's the first time we've been in a national blood appeal since 2015. So we need blood donations, and we are responding to hospitals reaching out for tornado victims. They're needing blood products. So that is a great way. Even it doesn't matter where you are in the nation, your blood donation helps our friends and families across the nation. When we talk about long-term needs, honestly, the assessments are still being made. You can only imagine what the needs will be. And I know that there is a heart in this nation to send lots of items and donations right now. I did talk to a lady this morning who's helping organize that here in Mayfield. And one of the things she said was, we do not need clothes at this moment. We have lots of clothes, but those long-term needs, those will come about as those assessments continue to be made. But right now, the short-term needs for Red Cross would be monetary and blood donation.
Excellent information, as always. That's Misty Thomas, Executive Director of the Western Kentucky chapter of the Red Cross. Thanks so much for being here and taking some time and trying to, shed some light on this very difficult time. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
And now we want to also bring in Storm Tracker Charles Peak. He was following this very supercell as it came through and into Mayfield, Kentucky. Charles, every time I see your shots, it's just one more example of the heartache that's going on across the area. And now you're talking to people in the region and hearing their stories as well.
Yeah, this is an incredible survival story for sure. This house is totally gone, and but rather than me tell you about it, let me tell you there's a couple here that were in the home as it happened. Tell me what happened.
Well, the tornado went through, that's for sure. Jeanette, my wife, was underneath the chair over there. I was underneath the table, well, by a table. I heard the power went out, and started to flicker. Power went out. And before you know it, I seen daylight. And
What were you thinking when all that was happening?
What am I thinking? That I'm alive, and hopefully she's alive.
I mean, could you see where she was at the time?
No.
I was buried.
Neither one of us could see well.
Well, how did you get out?
I dug out.
We dug out.
You dug yourself out?
Yeah.
Jeanette, chair over here.
Was underneath.
So after the tornado came, you were underneath this chair.
It came through. I was underneath it. Okay, I was yelling at him like he said. At first, he couldn't hear me, and he thought, you know, I was hurt or the other way. And finally, me and him started talking to one another. I told him, I said, honey, you just stay where you're at. I said, I'm okay. I says, and I told him, I said, I'm not moving. So me and him just stayed where we were until we dug ourselves out, and then we moved over there towards the, over there by the, where that pole's at, land. I don't know if you can see it, but we were sitting on the house.
Wow.
On the end of it. And pouring down rain. And like I said, people were going through, and we were soaking wet.
Now, did I understand you got some injuries, though?
Only thing injury, thank God, is I got my foot. It got broke in 2 spots.
And you're
where your toes are, going this way, there's 2 broken bones.
And so you got a broken foot, but you're out here standing and digging through your rubble.
Yep.
I would say that's one tough lady right there.
Yep.
Well,
he can tell you I got Indian in me and hillbilly.
Wow. Can you believe that? I mean, that's the kind of story that we're hearing here. And listen, this is the house. This is the chairs that she was talking about. That's where she ended up underneath it.
And the table, I don't know where it's at.
The table, they had a big table here, and she doesn't know where that went to. And, you know, this is the floor. So just amazing that they survived this, and the toughness to be out here still trying to dig through the rubble.
Charles, I can't believe looking at these scenes that people were in there and basically walked away. I mean, a broken foot seems like nothing when you look at all this.
Yeah, it is amazing that that it's not a worse situation here.
Unbelievable. Charles, thanks so much for you know, bringing us these stories. We need every little kind of uplifting moment that we can get, because there is so much disaster and so much recovery still to come. You heard those people talking about it was night, and all of a sudden the house was gone. They could see the open air. Nighttime tornadoes are, you know, an extra layer of threat compared to some of the other times that tornadoes can strike. We want to show you this video and let you take in the sights and sounds of a Friday night tornado that slammed into western Kentucky. It is massive, and the only way you can see it is when it's revealed backlit by lightning. Imagine that coming your way, and the only way you can see it is with lightning. You have to trust the warnings from the National Weather Service. We'll be right back.
People today, they could spend half their lives over 50. That's a lot of living. So it helps to have a wise friend and fierce defender in your corner. A friend like AARP to help you make sure all the things that make life worth living live as long as you do. Join for just $12 for your first year.
I get used to this.
So your health lives longer.
So this is just slow-mo karate? Just slow-mo karate.
Your happiness lives longer.
I'm going in.
And your money lives longer.
I just bought that.
Huh. I just sold that.
That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Get access to membership benefits, including AARP, the magazine. Join now for just $12 for your first year with automatic renewal. That's 25% off the standard annual rate. Plus, get a second membership free. You'll also receive this free insulated trunk organizer. Call or go online to join today.
Grab the queso and salsa. Don't double dip, you monster! Pass the Tostitos here. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Fresh flavors, classic dishes, and a new seat at the table.
Kevin! Kevin! Oh, nice. Kevin, where are you? Kevin!
Hey, what's going on? I'm right here. I was busy cash backing for the holidays with Chase Freedom Unlimited. I'm gonna cash back on the gingerbread house.
Ooh, it's got little people inside.
And a snow globe.
Oh, I wish I lived in there.
You know, I can't believe you lost another Kevin.
It's a holiday tradition.
That it is. Earn big time with Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
I'd do anything for you, dear. Anything, yes, I do. Anything for you.
For anything on your pet's wish list, PetSmart, anything for pets.
Look at these mighty Quaker oats. Small in size, epic in taste, heart healthy, a good source of fiber, and provides lasting energy. There's no denying delicious Quaker oats are the grain of all time. Quaker oats, a super trusted superfood.
Greenland is the largest untapped gold reserve in the entire world.
Get the gold, dude.
Look closely. This $50 Buffalo gold piece was the purest gold coin ever struck using .9999. That's 4 nines, pure 24-karat gold. The U.S. government had to stop production because of a shortage of specially made gold blanks. It's no wonder the price of that edition has gone through the roof. Now you can reserve your own copy clad in 14 milligrams of 24-karat gold. The final issue price was to be set at $50 per proof. But now, this private non-monetary 24-karat gold-clad masterpiece can be yours for only $9.95. With gold up over 500% since 2001, price can only be guaranteed for 7 days. Each new 2022 $50 gold Buffalo Tribute proof is clad in 14 milligrams of 24-karat gold. Is proof struck and utilizes the famous Buffalo nickel design. Strict limit of 5 proofs per caller. You must hurry. Call now.
To order, call 1-800-759-1768. Strict limit of 5 proofs per caller.